Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam, and what we're going to do in this video, we're going to bet some NBA player props for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Everything that I place will be tracked in my OddsJam bet tracker. Will also be tracked on this Matt's Bets spreadsheet, where every bet that I place live on the YouTube channel is tracked. Overall, I am up some money, up about $300. I was up a lot more, but I had a rough MLB day yesterday, which brought that total down. But still, up $300 I will take. So for this video, let's bet some NBA player props. Of course, before I get into it, I would appreciate if you could like the video and comment. Let me know your feedback. Let me know you're tailing, or if you're fading, that's fine. I would appreciate the feedback. And then, of course, if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, would appreciate that as well. For me, myself, my name is Matt Modi. I'm a content producer and betting analyst for OddsJam. And if you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can at my Twitter handle that you see on the screen here, Modi_Matt. So let's get into it. Game 3 of the NBA Finals, we head to Boston, first game in Boston. For the majority, I'd say for all of the plays that I use, or that I find, I use the OddsJam Positive EV page to find these plays. So scrolling through it, there was a couple that I liked that I wanted to highlight. Number one, this Jason Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. Now, the scary part about this one is Tatum hasn't gone over this number yet in games 1 or 2. He had 5 in game 1. He had 6 in game 2. Granted, game 2, he played limited minutes because the game ended up being a blowout in the fourth quarter. Game 1 was just a weird game where Tatum only had 13 points. He did have 13 assists, but he kind of seemed a little bit disengaged. I don't expect him to go under this amount for the third straight game, so I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in on FanDuel. Because the trends have been a little bit below this number, this isn't going to be a monster McSlam for me. This is just going to be a 2-unit play for me. I'm putting $40 on this one. Jason Tatum to go over 6.5 rebounds. Place bet. This is the first player prop that I will be taking for today, obviously. So let me make sure I add this to the bet tracker. Like I mentioned, everything is being tracked on this OddsJam bet tracker. Completely free to use if you want to check it out. It's a really good, really helpful tool. Click save, and we're good to go there. So that is my first one, Jason Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. Now, there's another prop that I found on the Positive EV page that I really, really like, and it is the Steph Curry to go over 1.5 steals and blocks, -110 odds on DraftKings and BetMGM. Now, this one is a little bit interesting because you don't really view Steph Curry as someone on defense that gets a lot of steals and blocks. But with that said, he's gone over this total in his last 3 games, including, obviously, games 1 and 2 of the finals. He's actually had 3 of this stat. And to give Steph credit, he's always been good on the steals category, specifically on defense. Now that he's a little bit older, he's taken defense a lot more seriously. He's become better on the defensive end, but he's always been good at generating steals. So that's why even in his early days, despite being a negative defender, he would still provide value on the steals part of it. So I think this one is really good value, getting it at -110 on DraftKings and BetMGM. I'm going to go ahead and take this one on DraftKings. So I'm looking at Steph Curry over 1.5 steals and blocks. I couldn't find it on DraftKings for whatever reason. It wasn't there, so I ended up taking this one on BetMGM. But either way, the bet is the exact same. Steph Curry to go over 1.5 steals and blocks. Place bet. And we're good to go there. So this is my second bet, again, found using the OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. This is where I get the majority of my bets. This is how I've made all the money I've made using OddsJam. It's from this OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. Now, for the third one, I actually went, I found it on my own, not on the Positive EV page, but I have all the lines pulled up here for Steph Curry to go over 5.5 assists. Now, this also would be a good Prize Picks entry because all the books have his assist number priced at 5, but Prize Picks has it at, all the books have it at 5.5. Prize Picks has it at 5. So I do think this one would be a good entry to add to a Prize Pick one, but I'm going to go ahead and take his player prop straight up, 5.5 assists. Now, this one, similar to Tatum, is a little bit risky in that he hasn't gone over this number yet in this series, but he did in the last 3 games of the Mavericks series. And I think that with Steph Curry going off in both games 1 and 2, I think that the Celtics are even more going to sell out to try and limit how much Steph Curry the damage he'll do on the offensive end, mostly shooting. So I think that they're going to put more effort to double, triple team him, kind of like what the Warriors did to Jason Tatum in Game 1 when Tatum had 13 assists. Now, I'm not saying Curry will get 13 assists, but I do think that he's going to go over this 5.5 number. And getting it for plus money, plus 112 on Bet Rivers, I do think is good value. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in on Bet Rivers. This is going to be a 3-unit play for me, $75 on Curry to go over 5.5 assists. Place bet, and we are good to go. So let me just add this one to my bet tracker. Again, this one from the odds screen, $75. Perfect. So those are going to be my 3 plays for today. Again, will be tracked on this Matt's Bets spreadsheet. Steph Curry to go over 1.5 blocks. Jason Tatum to go over 6.5 rebounds. Steph Curry to go over 5.5 assists. So again, if you're tailing, I would love to hear it. Hit me up at my Twitter handle that you see on the screen here. Of course, if you could comment on the video, let me know you're tailing that way. Would appreciate it. Other than that, you could like the video, would appreciate that as well. And then if you could click that plus button and subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. But as far as this video goes, that is all I got for you. So thanks for watching and have a good one.